Adelaide has been the hub of naval shipbuilding for more than 30 years.
It's the most advanced conventionally powered submarine in the world.
In a major technological feat, the government-owned Australian Submarine Corporation constructed 6 conventional submarines known as the Collins class from 1990 to 2001.
I named this submarine Collins. May God bless her and all who sail in her.
But it wasn't until Kevin Rudd came to power that plans for a replacement submarine fleet gained pace. Labor commissioned a defence white paper, which in 2009 recommended 12 new submarines be built in Adelaide.
It is as plain as day that there is a significant military and naval build-up across the Asia-Pacific region. That's a reality. It's a truth. It's there.
We knew we had to replace the Collins, and the initial idea was to evolve the Collins into a genuine Australian submarine, but the Rudd and Gillard governments took a long time to make decisions.
The Australian Submarine Corporation, or ASC, moved on to maintaining the Collins-class fleet. Construction of 3 air warfare destroyers started in 2011, a decade after the end of the Collins-class build.
The fatal mistake we made in the past was that we built a shipbuilding facility, we produced a run of submarines or ships, then we closed the factory, got rid of the workforce, and then came back to do it all again.
As talk about the need for a new submarine fleet continued, the new coalition government appeared to lose faith in ASC's workforce.
You wonder why I'm worried about ASC and what they're delivering to the Australian taxpayer? You wonder why I wouldn't trust them to build a canoe?
Looking for a potential solution, the Abbott government contemplated buying a new fleet of submarines from Japan.
The Abbott government wanted to import submarines from Japan. We were about to give up on the entire submarine enterprise and with it put at risk naval shipbuilding as a whole.
Labor and the unions ran a sustained campaign for the submarines to be built in South Australia.
We will unequivocally support the building, the maintenance and the sustainment of submarines in South Australia and Australia, black and white.
Under pressure from South Australia in 2016, Malcolm Turnbull committed to building 12 new conventional submarines in Adelaide to be designed by the French.
Australian workers building Australian submarines with Australian steel. Here, where we stand today.
But in September 2021, the contract was abandoned in favour of the AUKUS Pact, leading to friction with the French, more than 300 job losses and $830 million in compensation.
You think he lied to you?
I don't think. I know.
Under the French sub deal, the first steel was due to be cut this year in South Australia.
There have been many different challenges along the way, but also significant changes to the strategic environment. And so it would be easy to look back and think about what ifs.
Well, good morning from Australia.
When Scott Morrison announced the AUKUS deal, he said the new nuclear-powered submarines would be locally made.
We intend to build these submarines in Adelaide, Australia, in close cooperation with the United Kingdom and the United States.
Today, the federal government announced the first of the Adelaide-built AUKUS submarines will be delivered in the early 2040s.
At its peak, we anticipate 4,000 to 5,500 direct jobs on the construction of the submarines and 4,000 workers employed to design and build the infrastructure. So this is, as I said, a massive undertaking.
The opposition says it appears the new boats will hit the water later than expected.
I am curious in terms of the potential delay for when Australia will get our first SSN AUKUS. We had aspired for that to occur by the end of the 2030s. It's now pushed into the 2040s.
Industry advocate and former State Defence Minister Martin Hamilton-Smith says it's difficult to have confidence in today's pledge.
The Australian people have seen so many twists and turns in the submarine acquisition story for the last 20 years. We do not want to be back here in 4 or 5 years' time under a government yet to be elected, to be told that it's all off, or there's a new plan, or this isn't going to work. The time for talk is over. The time for action is here.